Hello, my name is Larry Matthews, and this is my informative speech for Communications 110, and my speech title, Transmission Safety Advisory Committee. And here is my captive audience. And so we see safety as a focus in many industries across the nation today. And as a employee of an electric utility company, safety has become even more important. In an industry that is already inherently dangerous, we have to do many things to remain diligent in the aspect of employee safety. Many companies have risen up in the industry, and their sole purpose is safety, training, and development. And most public utilities today have entire departments whose sole purpose is the safety of their employees. But how do you bring safety into the mind and thoughts of each and every employee? How do you develop safe work behaviors that produce elements of human performance that promote safety? You think with all the emphasis that's there, that we have it covered. In an already safety-saturated work environment, you think that all departments would be involved and satisfied with the company's safety initiatives. However, in the company that I work for and in my specific department, we found that within that corporate structure, our particular transmission department did not have a specific representative or safety-focused committee to address our department's needs. So the decision was to make a committee, to form a safety committee that was different. And it would be one that would not take away from the already established district and corporate safety teams, but would serve to support those teams as well. The group would not become the age-old safety committee that we were all used to, but it would be an advisory group formed to serve as a sounding board with a direct connection to our department's management. What makes this advisory committee different is how it was formed and the purpose and the vision the founding group set in the motion in order to impact the safety culture of our organization. The Transmission Safety Advisory Committee structure was first formed in March of 2011. That was our first meeting, and it was structured so that we had 16 transmission employees that made up the core group. And then in addition to that, there were 12 members that included managers, supervisors, engineers, and team leaders from the transmission organization that supported the Transmission Safety Advisory Committee. The purpose of TSAC, it was formed to serve as a sounding board for safety-related topics, to provide feedback on issues and procedures, and to develop ways to keep a fresh focus on safety. We were responsible for developing ideas and strategies for focusing on safe behaviors. Just a few of our achievements. One achievement, it was a program called Culture Working Safe. The purpose of the program is to identify positive or safe behaviors observed during the normal course of work, and then to use those observations as a tool to communicate safety ideas and issues to the transmission organization. So you say, how did it work? Well, here was the process. Pretty basic. We took buckets, 5-gallon buckets, with orange labels, and we placed them in the respective transmission operating centers in those work locations. And we've also provided, along with the bucket, a pad of submission slips. And when an employee observes a coworker doing something safe, they can submit that activity to the program for recognition. And they basically fill out one of the submission slips and put it in the bucket. And the information that they would submit would be who did it, who saw it, what was it, and when did it happen. And so we would collect these submissions, and then we would have recognition of the program. And there's two ways that we recognize those observations. One was a monthly observation, and we would pick 2 winners from all entries, and we basically would reward them a $25 gift card. And then we kept all the submissions, and in each quarter, we had a quarterly recognition where we would select one significant safe work observation. And the people involved in that observation would receive a $50 gift card and also lunch with the boss. And it might seem kind of trivial, but we had great results with this. The program, one, provides action items and information for TSAC to communicate to the rest of the transmission organization. And two, the action of observation in itself produced a mindset of safety in the observer. And then also the employee that was demonstrating the safe work behavior was encouraged. He was attaboy, a pat on the back for doing something good. And another result is we received thousands of submissions to date. Another thing that we achieved was we created communication channels. TSAC in itself provided a platform for communicating issues and directing them to the responsible person. Now, how many times have you run across an issue in your workplace and you say, who handles that? Who do I need to contact to get that fixed? Well, this committee provided a path just for that. Issues were brought to the committee, and then in turn we directed them to the appropriate person to get them handled. Just a couple of examples: we identified gaps in employee training process, and we funneled that to the training department, and they provided refresher courses to close those gaps. We addressed some broken substation gates around the system, and that in turn, those gates were repaired because the right person got the information. And we also identified and addressed some specific equipment issues within our transmission line crews. Another achievement is we moved ideas to tangible items. How many times have coworkers come up with a really good idea, but you don't know how to get it into action? And so TSAC was able to facilitate that. A few examples: we initiated the process of evaluating purchasing bottled water through the supply chain. We had crews that were filling up the 5-gallon water coolers where you put ice and water in it together. And what we found in a study was if we provided bottled water, the crews would actually take in more water during the hot days. So instead of having them buy them at the local stores, we initiated the process of getting them acquired through the supply chain, through the warehouse. So it made it more readily available. We also identified the need for contractor safety improvements and also office job safety evaluations. We provided feedback and recommendations to management on that as well. And another accomplishment which we were quite proud of, this was the first transmission organization safety committee that is established. My company did not have a safety committee specifically focused on the transmission organization. We went from non-existent to relevant in the field of safety for our organization. Transmission employees were very eager to have a forum specifically geared towards transmission-related safety issues. And a couple of initiatives that TSAC has in play right now was a company hand safety program. We started an initiative to develop a comprehensive hand safety program that would incorporate cut-resistant gloves. Another one was working safe behaviors. You always ask yourself, well, what exactly are safe work behaviors? Well, we started developing a list of safe work behaviors observed in the transmission organization. Some of those behaviors could be, just for example, communication, or being your brother's keeper, seeing the big picture. Another safe work behavior that we like is plan your work and work your plan. And all of these safe work behaviors instill a mindset of safety in the employee. And another initiative was momentum and trust. And we feel like the Transmission Safety Advisory Committee has been able to establish a momentum in the area of safety in the transmission organization, and we want to continue that momentum as we serve our coworkers. And also to improve trust and communication from employee to management, management to employee, and then also to change the culture of safety from being one that's punitive to positive. And we do that by overcoming the stigma of close calls. Close calls is where you could report, you see something that could have hurt somebody, but it didn't. And so you want to make your coworkers aware of it. And there was a time in our culture where reporting a close call, it would be punitive action back against you. And we have challenged that, and we're trying to move our culture to one that is positive when people point out something that could possibly hurt a coworker. So in conclusion, in today's workforce, there is a high emphasis on safety. And modern industry participants understand the value of their employees, and we work hard to keep them safe. The organizational structure has changed over the years from a get the job done quickly mentality to one that says get the job done safely. Businesses must perform with excellence and efficiency, but not at the expense of employee safety. Our company was busy emphasizing the safety of our employees, but we found that a certain department was lacking the personal and specific focus and safety culture needed in their specific area. Our leadership, transmission leadership, saw the need for ownership and involvement in employees from the employees in order to maintain the company goal of a Target Zero initiative within our organization. So the development of the Transmission Safety Advisory Committee provided the employees with the transmission organization with personal involvement and with ownership over their safety mindset. The Transmission Safety Advisory Committee developed a vision and a purpose to be an open and honest sounding board for management and to be a forum for feedback from every area of transmission and to drive the safety culture of the transmission organization. The goal is nobody gets hurt. Our purpose is to impact that goal. Thank you very much.